This is Big from California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Prayer to the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives us more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Been gone for a little while, brethren. Been a little under the weather, but slowly the Most High is giving my strength back to be able to continue with His work. As I've been away, been looking at a lot of videos and looking at a lot of the things that the other nations are beginning to experience. They're seeing the Most High move, and especially you can see that with this this Wuhan virus, and as it's moving worldwide, you're seeing people now begin to feel the necessity to start to chase after a God. They're going after white Jesus, still pushing that lie. And it's kind of funny because, they're always going to say things like, oh, well, it doesn't matter what color he is. It doesn't matter. He saves everybody. He loves everyone. But the thing is, this was the God, the small G-O-D, that the Spanish brought over. This was the other Jesus that the Spaniards brought with them. This was the other God that the Europeans gave homage to be able to come over here and destroy the Hebrews. They gave homage to this God right here. So if this was the God that they had set up for themselves to follow, as well as for our people, the Hebrews that were here, to follow, and they gave this God here all the credit for all the blessings they've had now for over 500 years, I think that you've already reaped your reward. I think that the this power right here that you guys have given your allegiance to is now pretty much washed up. And now the payback for what this God gave you is now beginning to manifest itself. The true power of the universe, of everything, is the power of the Hebrews, power of the Most High's chosen people. He's the power of the Gentiles that are going to cleave to the Hebrews as well. So, does it make any sense to, now that this is the God that you've given credit to for your manifest destiny, for the takedown of the Hebrews, all 12 tribes worldwide, does it make any sense that now at the end, this same power is going to rescue you from the mess that you've already made? See, the Most High put us at the bottom. We've had no standing whatsoever. We've had no opportunity to call any shots for anything that is coming on the earth. So the Gentiles have been in control. The Most High gave them full reign of all four corners for the last 500 years. The Most High allowed them to come over to the fourth part, allowed them to get the promised lands, allowed them to live in the lands that were closest to the stars, allowed them to pretty much make all the shots, call all the shots, make all the decisions. But now they're seeing that this virus is being unleashed. Everywhere that they look, they're seeing just everything falling apart. They're seeing destruction everywhere. They're seeing anomalies popping up everywhere. So now at the end, when the Most High is now making it plain that He's getting ready to start putting things back to the way it used to be, people are still pushing for everybody to give their life to this guy, to give their lives to white Jesus. Well, people have already done that. That's how they've gotten to the positions that they were in. And now the Most High is showing you that this image, this false God that they made up, has absolutely no power. And all the way at the end, you're still going to see people pushing this image and this doctrine. With this image comes the doctrine. They say this guy loves everyone, but the only person he's been loving, pretty much, have been people that have been down with white Jesus and down with the system. Are people who've been down with the system as well. And it come to find out, a sister from up north, Northern Cali, she sent me a little letter. It was actually really cute. She talks to me about she knows who she is, about how Kobe Bryant. There was information about Kobe Bryant, and we know that Kobe actually went to his he went to mass the morning that he passed away. He had CNN did a little story on him, and I might do a little bit more information on that. We'll see. But he went and took communion. I guess he asked the priest about doing his confirmation. And so we know that up until the time that he passed away, he was down with the system. Kobe was down with white Jesus, just like many people are. Now, people don't realize that, well, they should, if you really just sit there and think about it. The Spaniards brought this, you know, false God over here and forced our people to follow it. And people are still following this false prophet or false God here all the way until now. And even at the end, they're still trying to get people to pledge allegiance to this false prophet, like he's going to save them here at the end. If this Caesarea here has been giving all of his blessings for the last 500 years, giving the blessings of anyone that followed him, that he gave them land, gave them money, gave them prosperity, gave them the leg up in society. He's already gave all his blessings away. How is it now that you're going to trust in this to save you when the true power is coming back? Caesarea has already given you all the blessings that you're going to get. There are no blessings coming from this right here. So it's funny to listen to all these people who are now, want to talk about Wuhan virus and all the things that are happening, but then they always end with, well, give your life to Jesus. Give your life to Jesus. And the only reason they can do that is because they have not followed what is in the scriptures. They have not come to the conclusion. They have not, faced reality that they only were able to be raised up because we had fallen. It talks about how we were going to be punished first. So it's not that you guys get to punish us first, punish us for 500 years. And then at the end of our punishment, you get to just be whisked away, or you get to just share, in the Most High, in our restoration. It doesn't work like that. Okay? It talks about how the Most High punishes us first. And that's exactly what he's been doing. Let's listen to 2 Maccabees 6. It talks about around 12, verses 12 through 15. You can read it yourself. It pretty much talks right there about how he punishes us first, then waits to punish the rest with a big destruction. Read it for yourself. That's what he's been doing. He's been punishing his people first. And now what people are starting to realize is that there is a destruction coming for the rest of the world. And people don't want to acknowledge the fact that we have been punished this entire time. I said that's exactly what's been going on. Talks about that in Hebrews 12:6. For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. The Most High has been chastening his people. He gave the Spaniards their Psalms 91 blessing when they came over here and took over Tenochtitlan. When the natives were getting ravaged by diseases, these diseases did not affect the Spaniards. The Most High blessed them with that Psalms 91 blessing and kept it so that they didn't get sick while they were destroying the Most High's chosen people in order to sweep them off the lands. That's exactly what he did as a blessing for them. See, they have not realized all the blessings the Most High has already given them. They got to experience the Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15 blessings. They've been experiencing those for the last 500 years. And if you don't believe me, Gentiles, read Deuteronomy 28, go 1 through 15, and look at all of the perks that you've been getting by taking over the Most High's chosen land. Those blessings will fit you to the T. Because while we're experiencing the curses of Deuteronomy 28, 16 through 68, you've been experiencing the blessings. Now, you don't get to experience the blessings, and then at the end of that time period, you just get to skip all the curses. It doesn't work like that. You've given all your allegiance and love to a false deity. And the Most High isn't going to let you go unscathed. Another thing here in Baruch 4:25, just read it. Read Baruch 4:25 through 37. One main thing that talks about there, it says, "My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you. Shortly you will see his destruction." So these are the verses that the churches don't ever want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the fact that you have had your foot on our necks this entire time, and that's why you've been able to live so deliciously. You've taken everything from us, and you've justified it with this picture right here. And the whole world has been Confederate, and that's why now these viruses and these plagues are starting to hit worldwide. Okay, that's why you're seeing everything happening worldwide, because you've given credit to this false deity. You've ignored the plight of the Most High's chosen people, and you haven't even told your people the truth about what's really coming on the earth. That's why it's still like the days of Noah, because the vast majority of the world is running around here thinking that eventually things are going to get better. They're looking at this virus here as an opportunity to make money. They think that things are just going to return back to normal. It's just something that always happens. And yes, for the most part, for the last 500 years, you've had that option to believe that things will just go back to being normal, going back to Esau being on top, going back to the Gentiles living deliciously together and living on the necks and on the backs of the Hebrews. But the difference now is the Most High has brought the two sticks back together. He's brought the Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom's records together. He's now enlightened us to our lands. He's now showing us even more how special these lands are and how these lands bring us closer to the Most High. He's opened our eyes to see many things. We're able to see now that many people who this world has raised up to be like godlike statuses have just been people who've been puppets for the Gentiles in order to keep the whole world pretty much just docile and asleep, too busy worrying about games, sports, and no time chasing after the Most High. That's what's been going on right now. That's been high-paid jesters, court jesters. I got a lot of high-paid people just to keep people asleep. And that's exactly what's been going on. But like I said, the Most High has now allowed the other nations to enjoy themselves at our expense. The Most High says he's going to pretty much, chasing us this entire time. And that's exactly what he's been doing. And now that he's awakening us, people are just living their lives with blinders on because they don't want to know the truth. Okay? I'm trying to look for a couple more here. It talks about this in the ladder of Jacob in the pseudepigrapha books. It talks about how we will be enslaved by the grandsons of Jacob. The king will arise, then judgment will come to that place. That's what you're seeing right now, is that the Most High is getting ready to raise up. He's getting ready to come down, and he's already bringing the pain. And as you can tell, people are getting scared. You're seeing people buying masks and trying to buy anything they can to prepare themselves for this virus that's already worldwide. I heard earlier that the first American citizen died in Wuhan of the virus. I heard there were a couple of people, I'm not sure, I'm almost positive I saw this earlier today, but you see these cruise ships. I heard there was one in New York that actually had some confirmed cases of coronavirus, and people are now being stuck, being like in quarantine for 2 weeks in these ships. Now, that's a little bit of information that we've been getting, but it's way worse than that. And if it has the incubation periods, 1 to 2 weeks, we get to go that far out, it's just going to be more and more people that are going to be turning up positive. So, like I said, as we've been praying together, praying for the Most High to move, praying for him to restore our lands, praying for him to restore our people, you're starting to see more and more people gravitate to this truth, bring out this truth. And it's a beautiful thing to see how the Most High is working. Definitely be bringing out some more information, Most High willing. But I wanted to bring this out to you guys this evening because, as you look at the feeds, you look at the news, you can see now that people are getting their worlds turned upside down. And they're going to be chasing after the truth. And then we want to make sure that we are ready to be used by the Most High for him to, call in the last ones that he has marked to be saved. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.